Today, we're going to talk about support. We're going to talk about what it feels like to truly be supported and to create from that place of support. Because I know personally that I can't create when I'm feeling like I'm struggling and that I don't have any resources to support me. So, I'm going to go through a little exercise where we map out a moment in your life where you felt really supported. You felt like, victory is mine. I'm unstoppable. And we're going to dissect it a little bit. I'm going to do a little story time, tell you about that time in my life where I felt like I am a creative genius. And we're gonna look at the different types of support that I had in place that allowed me to excel in that moment. I also wanted to say hi to Balaji. Hi, Balaji. Balaji usually lives up on my wall, but as I get cozier and cozier in my bed for this Lie Down Comedian series, I just want Balaji to be part of it. I just want you to know he's here. He's part of my support system, okay? Anyway, so you can answer these questions with me, or you can just listen and enjoy my story time. But we're going to start with the question. Just imagine a time in your life where you felt like you were alive and thriving. And I want you to pinpoint a really specific moment where you felt like you achieved a particular outcome. And maybe before going into it, you felt some doubt, you felt insecurity, you were like, I can't do this. It's beyond my level of ability. It's something I'm not capable of. So find that. Find that thing that you did that was super rewarding, that felt validating, and that ultimately showed you that you are more capable than you think. For me, I feel so silly admitting what mine is because it is just so okay, I don't mean to undermine myself. It is significant because it feels significant to me, and in the grand scheme of things, it is just so very silly. Again, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Don't judge me. I won Maestro. This is gonna mean nothing to anyone except for improv nerds. It's an improv game. It's a competitive improv game where it's a bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway, but simpler because it's usually like in a theater, a live theater, and I say it's simpler because there's usually games that have been selected beforehand and there's a whole crew of improvisers who are different levels of experience, but there's more than just four stars on a stage who the audience is there to be like, oh, you're so great. You're gonna for sure be a great show. The audience, when they come to a Maestro performance, usually they know it's a little hit or miss. And there's always like a fucking bachelorette party. Am I right? Oh my God. So there's always like a good drunk audience and they don't know. They don't know if it's going to be good or bad. So the expectations are tempered. Wow, even as I'm telling you this story, I'm realizing I'm really undermining the success that I experienced in winning that Maestro. But truly, there is a part of me that fears I've peaked. I will be honest. I had just gotten into improv. It was 2022. The world was coming out of the pandemic. I was in Austin, Texas, where the pandemic restrictions weren't quite as brutal as, where I'm living now in Toronto. It's a less dense place, it's a warmer place. It was honestly kind of a nice place to be during the pandemic. And once restrictions were easing up, I'm so articulate. Once things were opening up, I realized how rusty my social skills were. And I had always dreamed of doing improv because I'm a bit of a ham. And so I went for it. I did improv, and after taking a few levels, I worked up the courage to go to Maestro, which is, like I said, this competitive improv game where it's like a series of games and there's eliminations. So there is a winner at the end of the show, and the audience decides who that winner is going to be. So I ended up, long story short, you know already that I won. And the award is a Canadian $5 bill that's framed, and you actually can't keep it. You have to give it back. Which I gotta track down that photo of me with the $5 bill. It was so glorious because I'm Canadian, and so being in Texas, I missed my colorful money, and there I was holding it with Sir Wilfrid Laurier in a frame. It was wonderful and fleeting, but it was so exciting. It was exhilarating. I was just being me, being silly, quacking about on stage, and people liked it. And to this day, I remember it. I guess it's been 4 years. I think it was August too. It's August 11th that I'm recording this. So it was really a memorable event for me, partially because I had only started doing improv relatively recently. But there were many ingredients that made that situation feel so supportive and so successful for me. And I want to break down a few of them. So, if you have your own memory situation that you're remembering, event where you felt really good, you felt really supported, you felt really successful, I'm gonna invite you to think about who were the people around you and how qualified were they relative to you? Because the thing that strikes me more than anything is that I was surrounded by people who, for the most part, were more skilled than I. And I was not scared of them because they were so welcoming. They were so encouraging. We did warm ups beforehand, and they were just having so much fun and checking in with all the relatively new people there. Or, it was my first time playing Maestro, so they were checking in with all the people who were playing for the first time, and they were kind of getting a sense of what kind of games do you know, what kind of games do you want to try out. And I felt like it was a very accepting, welcoming environment that was kind of grounded by these more experienced players. And of course, like, I did bring my own skills. I have skills. And the reason my skills were sharp is because I had been practicing improv every week for, I think, like 12 months. Not months, weeks. 3 months. I had been practicing improv since March, so March, April, May, June. Oh, okay, like 5 months, almost 6 months. I had been practicing improv regularly going into the Maestro, and so I myself was warmed up, and I had established some level of comfort in the different skills that it requires to be an improviser. So there was this perfect synchronicity between me having practiced and people with more experience supporting me and others like me. Then there's a couple things I want to name. First, I felt cute. I felt really cute. I was wearing a really cute outfit that it was like this bright yellow with like dazzling embroidery. It was kind of similar to the colors of Balaji. I love you, Balaji. And I looked cute. I was like in this adorable yellow Mexican style dress with the embroidery and these like tan cowboy boots, and it was a look. I felt good. And another thing is that we got to do a musical improvisation. We got to do a musical improv game. And I love making up songs, and it was such a thrill to bring that weird quirk of mine to the stage and then have people clap for me. Unreal. I also got the opportunity to play a villain, and I love playing villains. Maybe that's because there's some maleficence inside of me. My astrology friends will know that I'm Mars ruled, Scorpio rising, and so I have some evil lurking within, and it never gets to really shine because I like to live a kind, peaceful life. And this is a very strange tangent, but I got to play a villain, and I love playing villains. It just really, oh, it just does something to me. It like helps me get it all out, and all these ingredients where I had these skills. I was supported. I got to sing and make a silly song. I was wearing a really cute outfit. I got to act like a villain, and no one felt threatened by that. Everyone was like enjoying my villain character. And on some level, it being low stakes was actually really important because on the one hand, there was a competition. Yes, there was a winner, but it didn't really translate to much except for street cred, acknowledgement in the improv community. And ultimately, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to have fun with people who support me, and connecting to this low stakes piece is that there is a really beautiful improv part of the improv warm up right before you go on stage where all the performers will look each other in the eyes, one on one, and pat each other on the back and say, I got your back. And that is just, I think that sums it all up for me, where it's okay to fail, it's okay to make mistakes because we're all in this together. And you're going to do well because I'm going to do well, and we're going to help each other succeed. That is just chef's kiss delightful. And yeah, I feel like there's more layers to it actually. I can peel back like why was I able to go to improv every week? Why did I prioritize that? And maybe that's a longer video where I talk about how do we determine what we value? How do we, if we're getting a lot of nudges or ideas about things we want to do with our time, how do we really make a choice about what's important to us? And I'll save that for next time. I have really enjoyed recording this, especially with you, Balaji, and I hope you'll come back for more lie down comedian shenanigans. And if you want to watch a previous video from this silly series I'm doing, I'm uploading every day until I hit 30 days of uploading. Every day I'm uploading. God, should I edit that out? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye.